Thick nipples.
Oh.
Really, Angels?
She can't even tell us off on stream.
Oh
Oh
god.
no.
Dear god.
Thanks for pouring barbecue sauce on your titties.
Oh, fucking finally my mic works again. Anyway, this is actually not a D&D stream. This is me publicly executing Angel's Purgatory. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye, angels.
Bye!
What's happened?
I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna shit myself.
If chat, if you could have only heard the pre-stream discussion going on and seen my camera, first of all, my camera looked like one of those Scooby-Doo like scenes with a bunch of doors and then people are running in and out of them. There was a dog at one point.
Yeah.
As
Accurate.
my mother frantically tried to take a whole mattress out of my closet literally 2 minutes before stream start time. And Briar was just seeing the dark side of the moon and crashing out.
There is no god here. There is only some guy named Larry, and he's ice fishing in the back of the Alaskan wilderness.
So eating pomegranates is safe now?
I don't know,
Are
man.
you in hell? Are
I'm
you
in
journeying
hell.
into the depths of Hades and you're like, can I eat these? Is that
I mean-
cool?
They're not particularly tasty, but it's something to do.
It's just a little something to do.
You know,
Yes.
something for the funnies.
It's stale.
Think of 1,000 other things you could possibly do. It doesn't involve eating, but
Eating pussy.
that's still involves eating, you
Hey.
clown. I said it would not involve
come-
eating.
I
Disappointing.
could have I
So
could
she
have
wasn't
eaten
far
pussy,
off,
but
just
I did
saying.
not.
So anyway, now that they're all good in trying to roleplay bards, let's get into D&D.
Joke's on you,
So-
gay shit. I'm gonna act this way anyway.
Would anybody else like to summarize the events of the previous session, or do you want me to do it?
You do it. I don't remember shit.
You do it,
Gotcha.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, it has been a minute since we've met, and also next week I'm going to be on vacation, so just
Fuck
be
you.
aware of that. But not
I'm
Tuesday
not
ones. though.
sorry.
Yeah, Purple's very excited.
I just
But
want to
anyway.
point out that we played while they were at my house. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, we had 3 bitches in one room.
Yeah,
Weak. Weak.
it was very gay.
Nice.
Listen, if the Wi-Fi is good enough, I'm not gonna stop him from being a DM. Just know full well that I am going to be a problem.
She is going to be a problem, she says, as she starts grabbing his boobs on stream.
Exactly.
Good.
Excuse me. I
Let's
have
go
not been able
gambling.
to see this man for months. Do you think I'm not going to be glued to him like a koala? Fuck off.
That is an image, and I like it.
So anyway, in the previous session, you all journeyed deep into the depths of the underside of the mountain. Specifically, the underside of the Pleiadorus Mountain. The city is carved into just a big white monadnock that's been, leveled down quite a bit. So this thing, it's kind of weird. There's a lot of strange stuff down inside its caverns, but as you went further and deeper down into it, the caverns started opening up wider. More and more creatures were appearing, but also, I just saw something on camera that was wild, but also, the monsters seemed to get more passive and seemed to be more interested in eating the material around you, as you were also seeing the material seemingly grow ever so slightly whenever they tried to eat it, and successfully ate it. Then as you got down to the bottom, you found an area that Untold Realms has not seen since Shanti went into literally the afterlife and saw her mother and Gamarand for the first time, which is this
Gang, gang.
sort of sandy desert deep in the darkness. What, Brian?
I just said gang, gang.
Oh. And then as you walked further into that desert, you found this kind of pedestal with a bunch of skeletons praying to it, and one particularly tall skeleton, like 6'5" tall skeleton with a war scythe, standing near a pedestal that vaguely resembled a seat. As you touched it, you got sent into the past. That lady turned out to be Roko's wife and a half-orc that could now talk in the past. And you also met Roko in the past, where he introduced himself very casually, assumed that Alice was royalty because she's a centaur, and then led you all to meet the former Grand Dragon of Pleiadorus. Then the session ended, where you're about to start it right now, with, I think it was Tim, who had just, put his hand on the big, shiny rock,
Yeah.
which you now can tell contains
the
Moros's eye.
Yeah. We was gonna expect the gem. Is the operative word.
I vaguely remember
Expect
myself
this,
also figuring out what that was.
I think you did, yes.
Okay. I just couldn't run up
Detect
and
magic
grab
is
him and
inside
tell.
chat.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. No doubt.
Yeah. So, something funky was happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were giving this thing a little rub, little glance into it with a magnifying glass, and it sort of resonated with the bone inside your wrist, and you realized this thing ain't no ordinary gem. It's the size of a basketball. There is a gem around it, but the center of it, it's got something interesting.
That's a word. I just got fucking flashbanged by my sheet. Because apparently it's light mode now. Sorry. After figuring out what that is, did I right. I did roll a jeweler's check. Jeweler's tools.
Yes, and you got a 20 on that check.
Yeah. God damn.
Would you like a reminder of what
I'm
that
sorry.
revealed?
Yes, please, because
There you go.
Please do that. I'm distracted by this fucking sheet.
Gotcha. So, as you perform that inspection on this gem, be able to understand, one, it is very unnatural to have these kind of almost perfectly spherical gems. It must have been something that formed as kind of a sedimentary gem, like it's a concretion around something else. However, instead of just regular stone or less valuable materials, it seems like a very unique, almost opal-like substance has formed around some core. It's very strange to have gems have this sort of shape.
So it's a pearl. Because that's how pearls are made.
Pearls are a biological thing, but yeah, it does resemble, oddly enough, the way a pearl would form, which is strange, because this should just be a rock.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna do a deception check so he can keep his poker face about realizing what's in the middle of this thing. Before he goes on to explain. Well, I can't roll below a 10, and that's my fault because I didn't use my things. So that is a 19.
They see that you took some pause with looking at this, but nobody's really giving you a side eye, what did this guy just see?
Yeah, and that probably falls into the explanation that he goes on to say, well, I am, you said this was mined, right?
Are you talking to Alzalar?
Yes. Sorry. He turns to Alzalar and says that.
Mind like pickaxe. I
Yes.
said mine, like ownership. I'm like, he ain't giving you this one.
No, pickaxe and the hard hats.
Alzula responds and goes, "Yes, that should be the case. I can't imagine it was just found on the ground. I was told it was mined out of stone."
Well, that makes this even stranger. I would almost say that this is a pearl with how it's shaped. You know how pearls are formed, correct?
Well, yes, it's a rather simple process. Roko, was that familiar to you? Yeah, they form inside of some kind of clam, oysters.
Yes, for those who aren't aware in this room, the way pearls are formed is that small grains of sand enters a clam, and over the process of, well, taking its normal sustenance, the fluids and everything that's inside of it sort of encases it in its own fluids, therefore leaving this perfect spherical thing with a tiny star of a, well, sandcorn in the middle. There's something very similar here, and he, if it was the other type of people, if it was anyone else, he probably would have like knocked on it, like ding ding. But instead, he just motions to it. There's something in the middle, besides the gemstone, that's encasing it. If this was mined out of the earth and stone, then I have no real good explanation for how it came to be this way. But, if nothing else, you have a very valuable gemstone here. Just by the process it formed, he looks again at the clarity and things of that nature, since it is a gemstone. Even disregarding the cloudiness, just the way it formed, well, can't say an exact price on it, but sold to the right person, you could most likely buy out almost anyone.
Ah, you have quite a keen eye there, sir.
Thank you.
Do you know why they call me the Judge?
Enlighten me.
Well, I gained much of my title's recognition through my worship of the god of fate. In my studies throughout the years, I discovered that a certain type of stone was often correlated with certain gods. And, well, the gods that fate had created, among them was one called the God of Knowledge, Gamarand, long lost many years ago. And you see Azular step forward a bit, and he kind of points down at the gem. You see, opals were one such thing he was quite famous for. Perhaps he was even the origin of them, but it's hard to tell, really. It's been too long since he's been gone. But that might just imply that either Gamarand, or perhaps even his father, Fate, they were the ones encasing whatever's in there.
That would have some quite serious and interesting implications, theocracy-wise.
Indeed. Maybe. It could even be. Oh, no. There's only... Well, tell me, what do you know of Fate's siblings?
Can I roll a religion check?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Let's see what Timothy knows about religion. Jesus Christ!
Net
He
1
knows
and
about
then
him
net
too.
20. Goddamn.
You can ask the priest in the room.
Timothy knows about Jesus Christ as well.
You immediately recall one. You have a clear recollection of Iverna and Moros, and
Mm.
you could immediately be like, "Oh yeah, I know this history." But you do know that there is a few lingering stories about them having a fourth sibling, which was potentially the goddess of chaos.
Hmm. Well, he looks towards it again. I know about their siblings, Moros being one of them, but I also, well, from the tales I've heard, there's potentially a fourth, but I know there isn't as much evidence, or however you wish to put it, supporting that theory.
Oh, you studied quite well. Not many people know about the very fact that Fate even has siblings. Equals in his job. Now, I know you'll understand that this isn't necessarily heresy, this is only a well-scholared tongue. But yes, Fate does have equals. His two sisters and his brother. Now, potentially, that right there could be a piece of one of his siblings.
He'll scrunch up his face a little bit, in a before he looks over to Nesrin. Angel's is trying to find the right words here. So I'm just gonna Timothy sort of looks over to Nesrin and asks in a generalized sort of sense, how, like, if there are any stories about them like fighting between each other. He'll also pose that question to what's his face? Are
you good?
I am very tired.
Cocaine.
Word.
No.
Then perish.
All right, I'll perish.
Well, we gotta kill off Tim now.
Yeah, he'll. The judge. He'll pose that same question to the judge. It's like, is there even a story about them fighting to where them having torn a piece of their body is like a thing?
Indeed. And he responds.
Yes, there are many stories, but all of them seem to point towards a very, very, very ancient war. One that's been long forgotten by history.
Well, until you decide to crack the outer shell, I can't confirm
I
what's inside.
would highly recommend against that.
Yeah, something tells me giving one of his siblings a peek into the world is, not the best idea.
You hear Roko say,
Oh, I hate that I'm agreeing with you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, Lord, that is feels weird.
She
very
like
weird.
kind of glances at him from under the hat, doesn't really move her head much.
he glances back at you.
Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away.
Just from like physical observation, like I could tell it was part of Moros in his eye, right? Like with the check.
Yes, it's pretty clear to you this is Moros's eye.
Right. Okay. What is pretty clear to me might not be clear to others. So how likely do I think someone could tell that this is the eye of Moros that's encased inside this gem.
Brother, I'm right here.
Based on the context in this conversation, you could infer that the people in here might not even know the names of the other gods that are related to fate. However, you could also tell that they have definitely had time to examine this with the same spells you have.
Okay. All right. I don't know what to do with that information just yet, but it's good we have that information. Well, he'll sort of slowly pack away his jeweler's tools, as he says. Well, I'm sure you've already done all the magical spells that you can think of, and so I don't think I can provide much more information other than the strange way this was formed, because I don't see any. I don't. Timothy didn't see anyone like having. Timothy haven't seen any signs of someone shaping it this way with tools.
Based on the exterior, nothing seems to jump out to you as tool marks. It just looks a little bit misshapen and not perfectly spherical.
Okay. And yeah, he'll say, well, I don't think I can provide much more information to you. This wasn't made by tools. This was a natural formation. He does a quotation mark. I'm sorry if there was more expected.
No, it's quite all right. Mainly just a professional curiosity. And quite frankly, I think you do quite well within this city. I would really appreciate if you would stay longer.
Well, only time can tell, and I am deeply flattered. And he does a half bow.
He bows back a little bit, and then as he finishes bowing, he kind of gestures to the rest of the group.
And of course, the invitation extends to all of you. Royalty included, of course.
And he glances over at Alice and like gives a smirk.
This is again got the look of oh dear sweet Jesus, somebody save me. One of the few times that she's got the look of shit.
And then continues and says,
Because this is quite a momentous day, I will be crowning the next to take my place as Grand Dragon of Pleiadorus.
Oh, womp womp. Oh no.
What a wondrous occasion.
Indeed, I finally get to hang up my hat and be done with all this busy work. Although, let's be real here, it's the only thing I really enjoy day to day.
you just see Rocco make that noise. And you see Alzalar look at him and go,
Oh, well, don't be like that. You know you work just as much as I do.
yeah, sure. Anyway, let's change the subject. All right, big guy.
Well, if you insist. Well, please enjoy your stay here in Pleiadorus. There's going to be a festival tonight to commemorate the occasion.
Thank you very much.
Festival sounds fun.
We most certainly cannot miss it.
Literally.
Wonderful.
Soldier just grunts in agreement.
Rogo, Doscal, can you please see our guests out?
Yeah, sure. And you see Rocco kind of wave all of you towards the doorway. Right this way, everyone.
I guess we're going.
Yeah, we follow.
Yeah.
Roko. Feels so weird to say that.
Timothy will just bow at the judge and say, "It was a pleasure meeting you, sir."
Likewise, Timothy.
He'll follow along.
And Doscal and Roko just lead you all back out the way you came. You know, you pass by all the busy work, people writing down various things, but you do see that there's like a good number of people like checking like a sundial nearby or checking various other instruments, and you see some of them starting to just like pack up and walk out. Seems like the day is winding down at this point, at least for people who are working in this building.
So but I mean, how does the crowning happen? Does anyone know? More to the group, but Roko can probably hear as well.
You're asking such that you're in earshot of Roko?
Yeah.
He looks over his shoulder and goes, while he's walking, goes,
Well, simple process. Alzala there puts all of his magic into some, yeah, well, it'll make more sense when you see it, but a big weight scale, kind of like the ones you see on the guards around here, but much more significant one. And then that scale picks the next Grand Dragon.
Does it like point in the direction? Or
he looks down at you and like raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, kind of. It picks somebody and all the magic goes into them. Pretty simple process, right?
Oh, it just does that. Oh. Okay.
Yep. Just does that. Nothing else. Anyway, I know a good place to get a meal to eat. You've all probably been traveling quite a bit. Would you like to join me?
Oh my fucking god.
Is his wife still behind us?
Yeah, she's still in the group.
Okay.
I mean, where are a lot of people if... Wait, are you offering to pay for us, or is it just to clarify?
Yes, I'm offering to pay for you. What kind of host would I be?
I don't know how broke you are.
Melon.
Did she just say that?
God damn it, you fucking cat. Why are you so orange?
Timothy's gonna look to the group. Can I make an insight check to see how everyone else is reacting to the offer?
Yeah, give me an
Or do you
insight
guys
check.
just want to, or do you guys just want to tell me?
The soldier's been quiet ever since we got here, apart from the one grunt.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna insight check everyone out then.
I was gonna say Alice is just neutral, trying like she looks neutral, but she also looks like a deer caught in headlights.
Yeah.
That's from anyone else's perspective, she just looks like a priest in a hat covering her face, standing very still. But you guys are just like, why is her hand shaking like that? That's fucking weird. You eat coffee or something, bitch?
What about
And when you look,
What did you roll? 16.
when you look at Wayland, he just gives like a shrug. Okay.
What about?
I'm
what about-
hungry. Food is food.
Okay. After looking everyone once over, Timothy will turn to Roko. And
What was that?
what? I'm just saying his name, you know.
Sure thing, buddy.
Yeah. You have to. Add
Did
a little
someone hit the
tremor.
up button on your vibrator?
No, that would sound very different. Now Timothy will turn to Roko and say, the offer is very much appreciated, but we would like to take this opportunity to look around, get a little bit more comfortable, and we did eat not too very long before we arrived, so we'll take the time to look around, get familiarized, and probably
Sad.
eat just before the celebrations begin.
Alright, if you say so. But if you change your mind, it's on me, and I'll be at the Silvertooth Inn right at sundown, alright?
Sounds very good. Have a pleasant afternoon, sir.
Likewise. And you see his wife walk over to him, and as he's saying goodbye to her as well, and you see she takes a moment to like put her hand on his cheek, and you see her thumb kind of like stroke it a bit more like tenderly than you'd probably expect like a very average goodbye for just the evening. And she bends down to, or like kneels down to give him a kiss because she is 6'5" and he's like 5'6".
Mama, I could treat you so much better. Mama, please.
We stand short kings.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
stand on him to get to his wife.
Nice.
And so, you see Roko just walk off, kind of in the direction of like, you know, the city center, and he's probably just heading over towards the that tavern he mentioned.
All right.
How crowded is the area around us right now?
Pretty crowded. You're right outside of a like government building, which is having some of its employees like leave for the day. But there's like a lot. There's mainly a lot of half works just kind of mulling around their various business. Like there's a lot of people traveling from one place to another, but it's not crowded. It's just busy.
Okay.
Right. So if I said something softly to his wife, would the people around me hear it?
Probably not.
Okay. Ellis is going to walk up to his wife and she is going to be like, "Is that your final goodbye to him before things go south?"
Yeah. This is. You see her like kind of cover her mouth for a moment. This is the last happy moment we would have together.
I mean, you could go and date with him, right? Wouldn't that be a nice moment?
He spent that dinner thinking about how it's going to be the last day Al-Solar is alive.
That would
Well.
kill the mood, certainly.
Yeah. What about the festival?
I spent most of it just being on guard. I didn't think it would be the last day either.
No one does. But before we go around and start doing anything else, we need to ensure that our currency is in line with this currency. And I have a way to do it. Can we try to find a trader, merchant somewhere?
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Timothy's gonna try to get as much coin as he can for the pearl he always carries on him for identify. And with the money he gets in turn for it, he's going to compare it to the coinage he currently carries. See if there's any difference between them, even if that is a weight difference.
Yeah, sure. So you just, I'll say there's one just like within a stone's throw of you because there's a lot of traders in this area. You see one just, sitting down on a cloth mat. He's got a scale in front of him. And he has like a few chests sitting nearby him, but adorning his arms, he has various strings tied to gems to try and indicate that that's what he's here to do business for.
Timothy will approach and just say, always good to find another one in the same profession, especially one with the same expertise.
Ah, looking for some gem trading, I see.
Indeed. I was hoping I could get some money for this, and he'll produce the pearl after he just shines it up a little bit.
Oh, that is quite a nice specimen. Who
Thank
did
you.
you trade to get this?
Well, that's a long and sordid story, but it's time to say goodbye to it.
Just a moment. And he hands back the pearl for a second. And he reaches over to like a smaller chest that's sitting next to him that has like a really hefty lock on it. You can see he like turns a key in it, and you can see these arcane sigils along its face also kind of react to the key. This one's like really hefty, locked up. And he opens it.
I'm afraid at this time I don't have any one gem that's worth the value of that one. And
Well-
I'm not carrying enough gold to value that. But I
Well-
do have similar artifacts if you have less valuable items.
Well, no, I'm looking to get this pearl off, but I am willing to take a loss for it.
All right, then.
And he lifts up this one gem that seems it's similar. It seems like it's another pearl, but it's sort of naturally shaped, like a grain of sand is formed over it, rather than like a nice spherical one. I assume you had a spherical one, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It has to be 100 gold pieces or more to work
Gotcha.
for- Yeah.
He shows you that, and it's a bit smaller, and he says,
Well, there's not many quite like this. It's a very rare find. If you want to find anything else quite like it, you'd have to travel very far west, beyond Vestia even.
Well, as I said, I'm willing to take it for a loss, so I'll take that pearl and some of your coin.
Wonderful.
and he reaches into a pouch and he picks up like he pulls out like 10 gold coins as well as the pearl, and he hands it over to you.
He'll hand over the pearl, and he'll just ask to quickly borrow the scale. As he takes those 10 gold coins and he takes out 10 of his own and see if there's any difference in weight.
Gotcha. You weigh them, and they are exactly the same.
All right, he'll take it up and say thank you to the merchant and step away. And once he's stepped away, he'll use the magnifying glass from the Yule's kit to take a closer look at the coins he was given and comparing them to the ones he has to ensure that they are the same. Hopefully. I mean, big time difference. I don't know how many hundreds of years he said it was.
It has been 700 years, give or take.
Yeah. Because
And
I
you look at the coin, and it does look like kind of the old school coins. However, it's a pretty similar design. Like, you can just tell it's a little bit older.
Okay. I could probably pass it off then. Satisfied, he'll turn back to the group. Well, I don't think we need to worry about someone calling our coinage counterfeit. So we don't have to worry about that.
Our
Yeah,
biggest
that's probably
problem has
good.
been solved.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay. But if the coinage hasn't changed too much in however many 100 years it has been, yeah, we'll be fine. So, how
Can
about
we
we
go
find
eat
some?
now?
Yes, we can probably eat
Yes.
now and discuss what we should do.
I'm starving.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you all say we're here to try and figure out Roko's weakness?
Oh yeah. I mean,
So maybe we should have taken him up on that offer.
Maybe.
should still go to him.
Although I have a suspicion that what's going to happen is something must have gone wrong with the next Grand Dragon, since, well, as history shows us, there was never any Alva Ventius.
Yeah. Well, what can we? How can we best utilize the time for the ceremony?
Good question. He holds up his hand towards the sunset, and you see him like measure a few palm lengths. It looks like we only have about an hour and a half before sundown.
That's still an hour and a half. If we still want to like go and eat with him, we can do that in an hour and a half. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll just I mean, is there anything we can do beforehand? Because otherwise, I mean, we could just like look around, I guess.
Yeah, well, might as well. Couldn't hurt to just ask around town, see what people think of him. It's not like we get all that many opportunities to look 700 years into the past.
Yeah, if it weren't for the reason why we're here, I would have bought a book and started sketching everything that I could. But
You want a book?
no, not as a buy a book, as in I write things down about here, about this time.
I mean, I have like a journal book.
I said
And-
if we weren't here for the reason we're here.
Fair enough, fair enough.
He'll turn to Timothy will turn to Roko's wife. They said that the way. Okay, hold on. For Angel's sake, when they were talking about the ceremony, you said that the magic was placed onto a scale and then it was handed out to the next person.
Yes, what he told you was Alzular puts all of his magic into a scale, and then the scale puts the magic into the next heir.
Right, and that air is the air steps up on the scale. The air is not just teleported there.
No, they just stand near it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what I was gonna ask is irrelevant.
Gotcha.
Makeshift.
It's gonna
Yes.
turn out into a fucking Kung Fu Panda moment, where the scale just flies into the air and lands on somebody else.
I hope it lands on me and crushes me. Makeshift. I vaguely
Yes?
remember something about a church. Was it a life church or a death church in this area?
It looked like the way you've seen life churches built.
I wanna go there. I already feel like shit. Let's make it worse. Wow. How the
Well,
fuck am I gonna
Stinky.
breach this?
Ideally with C4.
God, I wish.
No.
I'm gonna chew on it like Play-Doh. It's gonna be great.
No. You know, you're supposed to chew on Play-Doh.
I heard it tastes like marzipan.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Anyway, while y'all are mulling over what to do, Ness will kind of clear her throat a bit. I would like to visit the Life Church that's here. Feel free to do whatever you wish while I do that. I will likely go and meet Roko at some point soon.
I mean, I don't think any one of us should be alone right now, so would you mind company?
She kind of like looks at you, shrugs. I don't see the harm.
Alright. And she will go over to Soldier and grab like one of his fingers and tug him towards Nazareth. You're coming with. You don't have a choice, buddy.
He will let himself be led.
Yeah. If he didn't want something, he could just stand there.
Just now all I can think of is Soldier not wanting to move, just standing there while Maylin is like pulling on his finger, looking like a fucking sailor on a pirate ship, heave-hoing her way to victory.
Yeah. And, like, his arm is barely moving.
Alice is going to look at Tim and then look towards Nesrin and the rest of the group and give him a questioning look of like, what do you want to do?
He looks back to where they came from. He thinks back to part of the deal that he struck Froko. Not Moro's cop names. Am I like running a fever? What the fuck is going on? And he'll think on it for a little bit before he just nods towards the rest of the group and starts like bullshitting on over.
Alice is following in tow.
So this is a group field trip?
Yes.
All right, looks like I'm Miss Frizzle.
With the gang? No way! There was some part missing. Anyway.
Please let this be a normal field trip with makeshift?
With
No way! Aww.
Oh, you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to go watch some episodes about that again because oh my god.
Rude.
Sorry.
Anyway.
So yeah, you make your way towards what
Life
looks
Church.
to be the Life Church.
Oh god.
It's just kind of painted white on the outside, you know,
Mhm.
bright colors, golds, a little bit of like blue, like light blue. And it reminds you, like you wouldn't imagine a death church being painted like that, or even like one of the Fate's churches, but it looks like a Life Church. You know, might just
Mhm.
be some old design.
Do
And you
I
make it to the front entrance.
recognize it? Is this a church that is still standing, or was this one absolutely fucked?
Give me a history check.
You got it, buddy. Just give me a fucking second.
Wait. What was
History.
her name? The head woman for the parish.
22.
You
Sister. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's an elf, right?
Yes. Hold on. Everybody fucking hold on. I gotta find this script real quick. I gotta go into my recesses.
Like,
VAM.
like the life church she left before she went to...
That was Sister Genevieve.
Genevieve. She's an elf. She might be alive.
Possibly. Could be a baby. I don't know. That's up to Makeshift and his conscience.
Teenager
I'll keep that
Genevieve.
in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you do recognize this building. This is most likely either the foundation of or the structure that later becomes the Cathedral of Life in Pleiadorus.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick hold of my prayer beads, take a deep breath before entering. What's going on inside? Any services? Is this the touring of churches like the Europeans do, where they just kind of have it open and people walk around and stare at shit and go, ooh, ah, pretty pictures?
So as you open the door, it doesn't look particularly busy once you open it. It looks like, service is already done. You do immediately spot a male half-elf who looks to be putting out candles right now. And he notices the door open from across the room.
Oof,
room with
we're
the
all forgetting
steeples.
words today. The
Yeah, add another word.
chapel.
The chapel. Okay, chapel. He notices you from across the chapel floor as he's putting out some candles and goes, "Oh, hello. Uh, may I help you?" And as he like squints over towards the light, and he can see that he like sees your silhouette, and he goes, "Ah, Potter Mohim, sister."
Oh my god. Could you? Okay, Briar is drinking. What does that mean?
So, to you, that's also just some gibberish. But if you, I don't know if it's actually a real language. I just say that whenever I'm using this fictional language.
Oh, okay.
You can do a history check to see if you recognize anything he just said.
Yes, please.
Can I try as well?
Can I?
No, wait, I don't need to try.
Guidance is verbal.
Also-
Never mind.
I just realized I don't need to try. Guys.
Universal speech, 6th level College of Eloquence feature. You gain the ability to make your speech intelligible to any creature as an action. Choose one or more creatures. They moved within 60 feet of you up to a number equal to your modifier. Chosen creatures can magically understand you regardless of the language you speak. 1 hour
Stop.
once you use this feature. They understand you.
Yeah, damn it.
And
26.
may I point out that nat 20?
You recognize this language, and I'm also going to give how am I blanking on Kitty's name? Malin. You have advantage on discerning what this is based on your background.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it.
His history?
Yes.
Insight? Intelligence?
History.
That is inside.
Nesrin and it's
Oof.
Nesrin,
Fucking
Malin, and
oof.
Advantage.
Yeah, roll that one more time, you motherfucker.
Please.
Oh,
Oof.
I haven't done it yet. I haven't done my roll.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It could have
Nesrin,
-1.
Yes.
Malin, and Alice. You have universal speech for an hour. Have fun.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Hold on.
Thank you.
Actually, that's an 18.
No, you don't recognize it.
Okay, thank you. Just to look at. That's 17, my bad.
So,
So what is it?
so Nezrin, you hear those words, and you realize he just said like one sentence, maybe like a prayer in Old Silinoran,
Huh?
which has been is already at this point in time the equivalent of like Latin that nobody even speaks anymore,
My good bitch in Christ. What?
except one dude.
What? What do you wait. He just spoke to me in Old Silinoran.
Yeah, like after he said hello in common and you understood it,
Yeah.
he saw that you were wearing church garb of some kind and
Uh-huh.
then spoke a quick sentence in Old Silinoran.
Okay. I don't speak this, correct?
Yeah, you have no idea what he just said.
Okay, cool. Who are you? Who are you? She kind of tilts her head a little bit so the hat just.
I have comprehend languages if you need it.
That's super sweet. Thanks, man. God, damn it! You threw me off. Oh. Okay.
And you see the half elf, he goes, is something the matter? Are you taken aback, sister?
No, sorry. Long day, a lot of traveling. I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know how to respond to this. The mead was a bad idea. The mead was a bad idea. The mead was a bad idea.
And he like walks a bit closer as like he's still trying to talk to you, but he's far away. And he's able to get like a better look at you. I assume you've like stepped into the doorway a little bit more.
Yeah, I've entered. I've maybe like stepped like 2 or 3 steps into the building, before stopping and like, what the fuck are you talking about? Looking like a bird. Okay.
Doesn't understand what you're saying, tilting head side to side.
Correct. When I was in the Life Church, they did not use Old Silanoran, correct? Okay, so this is funky. Okay. Are you perhaps mistaking me for someone?
No. However, I do think I've mistaken your garb. It is admittedly unique to me. I don't recognize it. You must be from perhaps far north. I've not heard of one of our branches up there, but it's not unthinkable.
The south, actually. Further south. About 3 or 4 days travel from... Oh, fuck, where's the... Parados.
See him pause for a moment. Where?
Oh, fuck! I didn't even consider that might not exist yet. Fuck, shit.
Well,
Just go. Yeah,
I've
exactly.
I've never traveled that far before, but who am I to question, sister of the church? It matters not where you're from.
Okay.
You said it was a life church?
Yep. The Life Church.
You're wearing
Death garb. Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm. This guy must not know either that or there is no Death Church.
Oh my god, there's no Death Church.
Oh god, there's no Death Church. Oh god, there's no Death Church. There is no Death Church.
Oh my god.
There's no Death Church.
Of course you would
Hey,
think
but-
that you're part of the life church then.
There is
No!
There is no Death Church.
I mean,
oh my god.
There's no Death Church.
Ah. Okay.
Timothy will quickly like sort of lean in and whisper, I think there are no Death Churches. I don't think they're around just yet. Before he'll give it all to the guy and just look around. By the structure.
Ness will kind of look at him, give him like a very small nod. And then look back at the half elf. I do not know how to go about this. If the Death Church is, well, okay, it makes sense that there's no Death Church because Makeshift already talked about the building of the Death Church. Part of it's old and repurposed, and then part of it is also relatively new.
The audience
Okay.
can't see my camera right now, but I've got the biggest
He's
grin on my
fucking,
face.
fucking bastard. Okay.
Big evil. I will, Bart. I will end him for you.
Good. I don't know. I don't know if I want him ended just yet. I like where this is going. I will take a couple more steps towards the half elf. So I was a Life Church member. I did grow up there, so I got a couple ideas. Yes, it is quite different farther south. Dye is hard to come by these days. I guess I just like darker colors. Tell me, is this the biggest chapel up here?
Well, yes, of course. I don't really know of any other, well, chapels quite this size anywhere. I'm really quite blessed by our mother, the Virgin, to be able to watch over this site.
Wait. My mother, wait. Hold on. Her sister was a witch, bro.
Witch of the East!
Witch of the East, bro. Wait, Laverton, that's not That's not who I
That's
grew up worshiping.
nature.
That's nature. Okay. Hold on. Mead was a bad idea. Okay. Veritan. Let me just roll if I can hold my surprise back.
You're
Please.
wearing a veil.
I know that if I'm wearing a veil, I'm gonna give myself advantage.
Well, that's makeshift first.
Makeshift. I'm wearing a veil. Can I have advantage on this real quick?
Sure, what's the roll?
I'm rolling to see if I can become not confused. It doesn't fucking matter. I wish to appear
Dog
not confused. What does a 14 do to help me with that?
Dog head tilt. Dog head tilt.
Yeah, I'm trying to refrain from
He does notice that you look just a little bit confused by a statement, and he goes, "Oh yes, being able to have a position like this one in Pleodorus is not common. It took quite a bit of work to even allow a church of this nature here, and it's only allowed based on our tenets. And well, I'm very thankful to Alzular for allowing us here."
You have to excuse us. We are, well, quite clearly outsiders. As he sort of, he does the motion to around the group, but he starts by like motioning to Alice, who's like playing into that royalty bit.
Oh.
Before
As player, very wise. Fuck you.
before he continues saying, how come it was so difficult for you to build this church to be situated here, and why would your tenets allow you to do this, and not your religion as a whole?
Well, I'm glad you show curiosity. So, to put it simply, most religions in the region don't have particularly fond connotations in the region. However, to follow the Vertin is to understand the balance within the world. Nature is not something that loves or hates inherently. It is something that we must learn to exist alongside. And thus, amongst our tenets are those that, well, fit in quite well with Alzular the Judge. After all, he himself is a follower of the god of fate. I would hope he appreciates balance as much as we do.
Makeshift.
Where, man?
Yes?
You go first, Bar.
Does this sound like the life church that I grew up with?
This does not. Well, it does sound similar to the tenets of the Life Church.
Okay.
But you can tell something is very different here. This is a
Yeah.
much subtler, much more peace and loving and go with the flow kind of Life Church.
Okay. So a lot more actual hippy dippy. All right. Purple.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming from the Feywild, would the name Leverton at all have any significance?
Give me a history check at advantage.
Oh, at advantage? Oh, I love you. Thank you.
I'm gonna join in on that.
Fuck me.
Malin, you do recall that is an ancient name for the god or for the goddess of nature, although there have been recent different names, but from what you can
Wait.
tell, that seems to be the one that's like the accurate one.
Was Leverton also the one that I saw?
In this campaign?
Yes, in the dream.
Yes, in the dream?
Oh,
Or the
no.
group?
You saw Elric in that dream, but he only addressed himself as your king.
No, but I also saw
Whoa,
Big
That was a burn.
thing.
Whoa.
Oh, no. You saw Iverna.
Oh, the life?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You saw the two halves of. You saw the two slices of bread. You didn't see the salad in between. You know, there was one god
Okay.
in between those two. That
Cool. It's like she hears the name. She's like, ah, yes, that's one god. Then please together that god, no, that god, no.
in the middle.
Do you do the hand motions?
Yeah, yeah. He's like quietly thinking, points to the left with one paw, points to the right with the other, frowns a bit, then goes like both hands in the middle. And, yeah, that's the one.
Did you
She
just piece
is
something
piecing together the
Maylin?
puzzle. The what?
Alice is going to ask, did you just put something together? I'm so confused.
Just like remembering who Laverton is. That's all.
Oof.
Like,
Am I-
I'm not that thirsty.
And
Hmm?
as your eyes are adjusting to the light in this room, you all start to notice that there is a statue in the same place that the Cathedral of Life would have had it. You recognize it from your dream, but all of you also just know that it's a pretty obvious spot for a statue in a cathedral like this. I mean, you do see one standing near where the altar is.
A statue
And
of.
it seems to be a woman with long flowing hair holding some sort of jar.
Does she have a face?
Yes.
Is there a pony figurine in the jar?
No.
I'm pretty sure the
A
jar's made out
bottle.
of
No,
stone.
Bar.
Sad.
Oh.
The man who
Am
usually
I
makes that
am
joke.
I good to
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, nope, never mind. I lost where I was. I had a thought. Took too long to get there.
Gotcha.
All right.
Like
I'll
Malin
just-
was talking about how
Nope, it was
she
before
pieced
that.
together who the gods. No,
It
okay.
was
My
way
bad.
before that.
My bad.
I'll keep
It
describing
is not your
the
fault.
statue then.
Just go
And
for it.
One detail you notice is that the jar does seem to have like a very slow like drip of water coming out of it. There's like a string of light hitting it. You can see a shimmer.
Is it golden?
It's hard to
No,
tell
not
from
for
this
that
distance.
reason!
It's hard to tell from this distance.
Okay.
The reason Angel said that is because I looked at Kitty's face and they're looking thirsty for that water.
Listen, if
Um,
there's some water, even if it's shiny, you gotta.
Typical will turn to the half elf. Let's say, while I haven't done the proper paperwork here in the city, I am a merchant by trade, and so I have a passing interest in the construction of buildings, and I do have to say, with how is this a large church, like Catholic church-ish?
Yeah, that size.
Okay. I do have to ask, do you know when construction started on this church?
Oh, well, it's hard to say. I'm really not quite certain, but before I was alive, probably.
Well, that's expected. Do you have any records? Perhaps.
Well, aside from the holy texts that we study here, nothing historical. You'd have to check in with the government buildings about that.
I see. Well, actually, speaking of the religious text, it's been a long while since I actually sat down and read one of those types of books. Do you mind if we can borrow a example, a book, while we're visiting, just here in the church?
Certainly, but I do have to ask that you keep it within the building. We don't have
Of
many
course.
copies of the texts.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
we'll be
And-
sitting just in one singular spot.
He walks over towards the statue, and you can see that the direction he's walking in, there seems to be like a bookshelf nearby the
Yeah.
statue. It's like off to the side. He's walking to it.
Timothy will motion for Nestrin to come along, and as he creates some distance between himself and the half elf, he'll say, "Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the god he spoke of is not the life god that we know."
Correct.
Right. Okay. Well, I haven't read the books, but you might want to see what difference there is.
Yes, I will.
All right. Here. Um. Here he will. No, it's self.
What?
Comprehend languages is self, not touch.
Oof.
Hey, Makeshift.
Yes.
Can I burn a second level spell slot to make this touch?
Sure. That sounds cool, so I'll let you.
All right. He'll as we start to approach, like half the distance between us and the half elf, he'll say, "I'm gonna cast Unspell on you, which will allow you to read any literal meaning of any text. Is that okay?"
That's fine.
All right. He's gonna cast Comprehend Languages at second level. My last spell slot. There it goes. And then he's just gonna say, "Let's dig up some history," and he's gonna give you a bardic inspiration, D8.
Cool.
Yeah, and that is unfailing inspiration. So if the check fails, you get to keep it.
Neat.
Yeah.
So, show me this book, Makeshift.
Word. The half elf places the book on like a reading pedestal and just takes a step back and motions at it for you. As he goes back to like turning out some of the, he's putting out some candles here and there.
Yeah. And of course, since Nesrin is a member of the church, it's Timothy that's reading, with Nesrin standing over his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I rolling anything?
Are you? I mean, you have comprehend languages right now, so you understand the text that is written.
Yeah, but
When you read it, it just seems like the standard Bible that you remember. I'm just going to use the word Bible to describe the Life Church's primary book.
it's the Bible.
Yeah, it reads like you recognize the intro. It's all really clear. As you get to like the later parts of the first page, you can see what seems to be like spelling errors, but it's probably just due to translation after 700 years. But it's all basically the same that you remember. It's not really out of the ordinary.
Is there anything missing? Like, are there things that I would have read as a adolescent that are not in this current translation?
Give me a religion check.
There we go.
Or a history check.
My religion is a +9. We're doing that. Okay. 1d6? Or is it a 1d10? Angels.
That's a 1d8 on the
8.
bardic inspiration.
Oh, thank God I had that. 18 total.
Nice. So as you're looking through the first few pages, you recall a text that specifically used the name of your god, and you flick to that page with a pretty sharp memory and manage to land on it. As you read through the text, you realize the page number is a little off, and you like flick one page further, and you read ahead. And there within the Bible you had read before, where the name was very clearly Iverna, it now says Laverton in this copy.
Interesting. I'm about to make a dumb decision. As he's reading, I will turn towards the half-elf. Where are they?
He's only like 20 feet away. He's putting out like the final candles.
Cool. I will walk towards him, clear my throat a bit. Pardon?
Yes, sister.
I'm curious. A church as large as this. I've heard floatings of another name for Laverton. Iverna? Some people further south have thrown it around. I'm just curious if you've heard anything like that up here.
Iverna?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I haven't heard that name before. It must be a different accent, but
Possibly
I've
a
never once
different
heard somebody
translation.
pronounce that. Yes, most likely. But while I have you here, sister, and privately, he looks up towards the statue, which seems to be a depiction of, like, it's a statue that, now that you're close to it, it seems to be a depiction of Iverna. Like, the statue stayed the same many years later.
Okay.
The effigy to her, in these last few months in particular, has been strange. It's always given off only faint magic. People have prayed to it and received blessing, but in these last few months, it's been dimmer. I don't quite know how to explain it. Have you seen anything else of the sort within effigies to Laverton?
Okay. I'd like to look up at the statue and get a little bit clearer picture as to what's going on with it, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Give me a investigation check on it.
Alright, investigation. I will go ahead and guidance, using celestial as my verbal component. I'm no longer concentrating on detect magic. That will add a d4 to my intelligence roll. Oh god, which once again I needed. 13 total.
Nothing about the statue seems particularly out of the ordinary, but it does seem to be slightly different from the material surrounding it. It probably wasn't carved out of the material of the mountain, like it was probably brought in here or made out of outside materials, but nothing particularly stands out to you.
Okay. It's highly unlikely I'd ever have been inside the life church in Pleodorus.
I mean, you may have.
No, she wouldn't have gone in on her own free will in the 7 years she's been in Pleodorus.
I mean, before that, maybe?
No, she probably wouldn't have left her main church or the small parish.
Yeah, it's unlikely you would have seen this in person.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, oh, hey, what's the difference? But, yeah. Give me 1 second, I'm doing a big yawn. I'm gonna fight you. Oh god, okay. I look over the statue for about a minute, before turning and looking back at him and giving kind of like a sad shake. I can't say I have seen that sort of thing. Most of the effigies I've seen have looked fine.
I feel troubled as if something terrible may have happened to our goddess.
Oh, fuck off. I think I know what happened. Okay. I will not meta, but I think I know what happened. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sybil the door is gone now.
For everyone on stream, make sure she's rubbing his hands like a fucking fly.
If you buzz near my ear, you're getting swatted.
Oh.
And no, I don't mean with the actual fly swatter. I'm sending cops to your house.
I was just gonna say.
What do you mean send? There is one downstairs.
Nice. Fuck. Mm. Have you consulted your... Fuck! Makeshift, do I by any chance know if the head of the Life Church in Pleodorus is a chick or a dude?
You wouldn't know right
Okay.
now. You're
I
so
wouldn't
far
know.
in the past.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I was just gonna give it... Fuck it, it's a 50-50 chance. Have you consulted your patriarch about this?
He gives you a look of. Oh, let me flip a coin real quick.
Fate is in the hands of a quarter.
He looks at you and goes, well, that's the thing. I would be considered a Grand Patriarch, though
Oh,
I think that might be a term from further south as well. I am, well, the highest ranking member of the church.
she kind of looks at him for a second, blinks a few times. You are?
Well, it's not really saying too much, at least here in Pleodorus, but there aren't too many followers of the church here. Outside, perhaps there's more, but I haven't been in contact with them.
I do apologize. I never caught your name.
My name is Father James.
Father James. Okay. Makeshift, does that name ring any fucking bells in my head?
Definitely not.
Damn it! Why
Well,
not? I'm a child
give me,
of the
give me a
church.
religion check. Yeah, sure.
Catholics
Give me a
gotta
religion
study the
check.
popes and shit. Come on. Yeah. Nope, that's deception. History. Can't guidance, because that would be too obvious. 22, baby.
That is a name that got associated with a, like, it's not remembered well. It's a
Ooh.
name that within the Life Church has been associated with the point in time at which the Life Church went through a lot of dramatic changes.
Okay.
He is John Life Church.
John Life Church. John Elden Ring. Fuck me. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I should. Fuck me. Silly. Okay.
Would you like time to think about it?
No, I would like to kill myself.
Jingle,
Jingle,
jingle.
jingle.
Jingle jingle.
Jingle.
Ding, fuck you. Perhaps something has happened, or perhaps... I'm sorry, I don't really know. Everything seems fine where I'm from, but I have been on the road for a while. Perhaps I missed a sign.
Well, thank you for letting me know, sister. I'll be returning to my duties now.
Of course, Father. Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Are there records of other parishes here? Any
Here
that
in
might be sent to
Pleodorus?
Yes, any that might be sent to you.
He thinks for a moment. Well, none within the city, but perhaps some along the outskirts. It's hard to keep track of anything outside the walls.
Over the wall. Okay. She nods. I see. Thank you, Father.
He gives you a smile and a nod, and he gets back to his duties.
I will return to Timothy, sagging my shoulders a bit because I'm like, God fucking damn it. This is ass. This should be so buns. But
I've been
however
able
a
to-
hoppy person would say it.
would I have been able to overhear that conversation?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, you got it, boss.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, you got it, boss.
You got it, boss.
I'm playing a fucking mafia dude.
You're playing Timothy,
Nope.
Nah,
You did
okay.
not
Not-
hear anything.
not Timothy.
Teddy.
Teddy.
Thank you.
Um,
Gonna kill myself.
he's been pretending to read through it to keep up appearances, but when she returns, he'll sort of close the book and turn back to her. Well, do you want to know any? Well, speaking of gods and such, that gemstone that was tasked looked over. Look
The
over.
eye, yes.
Yes, the eye.
Good, then you did notice as well.
Yeah. The connection was the first thing I felt when he rubs his wrist.
Hmm.
But say I'm not unreasonable in my thinking that it's almost impossible for me to do anything right here and now to then later track it down in the future.
Correct. It is highly unlikely anything we do here will affect the future.
Yes, I was more that I almost took for granted, but I was more referring to taking measures to track it in the future. But he'll look up towards the statue. Now that we're closer to it, that stream of water, is it golden?
Give me a perception check.
Fuck it, I'll join in
It's an
on
easy
this.
one.
Yeah, he obviously looks up towards it. Wow, thanks,
Oof.
man.
Fuck you, I'm in your vicinity, you're fucking me up now.
No, it just looks to be water. It's kind of hard to tell, but it doesn't look like golden. You know, it just looks clear.
Okay. I am not the most religious person, so this has to be upsetting. Like,
In what way, Mr. Magnelius?
well, like he's keeping a hushed tone. That's an entirely different god nowadays.
Correct. And that father is not a well-regarded father.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
He's not often talked about, but when he is, it is often regarded as the start of a schism in the church.
He has this expression of ah.
Mr. Magnelius,
And
may
he
I tell you
nods.
my theory?
I am all ears.
I suspect that at the ceremony, when something goes wrong, or at the very least, unexpected for Roko, he does something with the eye. I'm not exactly sure what, but from the conversations I have had with Lord Moros, I suspect he either takes it or destroys it or something. That causes a shockwave across the entire planet. Affects the gods, affects everything.
If I had to place my 2 copper on this, or my 2 silver, I think he might be subsuming the eye into him.
I agree. But I also have not ruled out other ideas.
It could also be as simple as him shattering the shell.
That as
Shell,
well.
it is gem on the outside. And do not wish to think more about what the eye is in actuality.
It is likely an eye.
That he like just sort of just his mouth turns into a straight line. Like, yep, okay, thanks.
She doesn't chuckle or laugh. She's still not doing too hot, but she does have a little twitch in the corner of her mouth.
Yeah, he'll look out over the church. Well, maybe perhaps that whatever he's going to do, or what's going to happen to him, might be what causes Guy here to do the schism.
Possibly.
I think we should be careful. I very much do agree with you that a shockwave might happen. And whatever is shown in that shockwave could be
His weakness.
his weakness, life-altering for these people. I mean, a lot of people are attending. Whatever is happening might be the thing that creates the schism. Might also be what plants the seed for the Death Church to form in a few hundred years.
The Death Church doesn't exist.
Precisely.
Mr. Magninius, what if the eye is the first piece of Morris to be found? I see that smile! I see that smile! I'm right! I'm fucking right! I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
He'll rub his mustache a little bit as he thinks. Well, if that's the case, and Rocco takes the eye, whatever way it happens, he is the head priest. And honestly, considering no one recognizes it, but they are on the right track, I fear you're right.
I'm going to send... What the fuck did I name my hyena?
Dorian!
Thank you. Oh my god, I'm tired. Hey, I'm moving, alright? I get a pass.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I'm going to send Dorian in there. Have him watch the eye. So at the very least, if we lose track of Rocco, we can see when it happens. Or at least I can.
In that form?
You haven't noticed him multiple times. He's very good at hiding.
Yes, but I am not a well-secured area where any form of magic is scrutinized.
Fair enough. Then I'll send him when the celebration starts. Less people.
Timothy will nod. I dread if we have to fight anything at the ceremony.
I doubt we will have to. Run, probably, but fight? I don't believe so. We should get going. I would like to speak with Rocco before all of this happens.
Alright. We'll need to pay extra attention to him as the time comes.
Correct. And I will adjust myself, return to the group, and gesture for us to leave.
Before that, while everything is... Are you good with your scene?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Malin and Soldier have gone outside, as in, like... The others were talking and Malin's like...
a church.
Yeah, church. Human-made things. I want to go outside, touch grass again. Just tug Soldier along. They walk outside.
Alice is left by herself, just standing there in the doorway.
Yeah,
Timothy will
I mean,
notch her
Waylon.
out.
Yeah, Waylon's there with you, Alice.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I forget that the ranger exists. My bad.
Damn. I gotta voice act a lot of people here.
Sorry.
Yeah, she'll just lead Soldier outside. And there's probably grass just outside of the church and like flowers and stuff. Right?
Yeah, there's some foliage here and there, but it's mainly like potted plants that you see around. Most of the ground here is stone.
That's fine. She will go to some of the plants and do like a bit of druid magic and then realize, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be doing that. Tucks her hands under her armpits and just pouts. And looks up at Soldier. Are you doing okay at least?
For a moment, he just stares off. Like, he wasn't paying too much attention to you anyway. It's like, ah, yes, I am taking care of the child. Just gonna make sure she doesn't run off and eat more goop. And like, looks at you, looks back into whatever direction he was looking at. It's like, these things are more
These-
complicated than I would like.
Yes. Yes, they are. There's so many gods, and the Life Church is not the Life Church, and there is no Death Church at all. Like the Nature Church, but not. It's confusing.
I don't
On
get
that.
past at all.
Yeah.
When did we get roped into this kind of thing?
I mean, I think it's. I don't think it started with that troll. We did have some things before that, but not related to the whole death and that guy thing. I mean, I had some run-ins with Fate, but that's different matter altogether. So, probably when we met these people, I think. Sort of. You don't want to leave, do you?
2 minutes, check.
Don't leave me. 12.
You see him just like. For a moment, you see a little look out his face that you're not too familiar with. Straightens out a little bit. This place? I don't like this place.
I mean, yes, this place, but us. I mean, not necessarily the group altogether, but me. You're not going to leave me, are you?
He looks down at you, is like. Flowers would be so much better at this. No. I meant what I said earlier to the sister. You don't get to choose when you have a second chance.
He'll smile a
And he
bit.
just puts his hand on your head.
She just smiles and just nuzzles up into him and sort of grabs it and holds it. Just holds it on her face for a hot second. Then moves it off her head, looks up at him, then hugs his hand close to her chest. Don't scare me like that, soldier. Bjorko. That. I mean, I'm happy to be your second chance. I'm glad. I've very much been enjoying traveling. With you and with flowers. Both of you. So, thank you for not leaving. It's nice.
It is. And hold on, let me actually roll something real quick.
Okay.
And for a small moment, you can see a face you usually only see on flowers, which very much reminds you also of the way Flowers holds himself, where he also like drops his shoulders a little bit. He just smiles for a second, and then it goes away. The look in his eyes does not change.
He's really cute, man. She will not stop holding his hand. That is now her property.
He is not pulling it away.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I did. If we just want to wait for the others to come in, yeah.
I'm good with that.
Gotcha. On that note, do you guys want to take a bathroom break?
Actually, yeah.
Yes, please, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're
Word.
going piss gang. Piss gang.
Piss,
Piss gang. I learned my lesson. I knew they were gonna do something stupid. Ha ha ha.
Nice.
Get
Good
absolutely
job.
cucked.
Proud of you.
Oh,
Got him.
bravo.
Got Anyway, we all come out of the church.
We all come.
I'm gonna fucking send you to prison.
Word. Any other social interactions you want to do before we jump over to the festival?
I thought we were gonna go meet with Roko, but sure, yeah, fuck it, festival, let's go.
Oh, yeah, I just meant like the next thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, then fuck it.
I got nothing.
I've got nothing in my mind.
Let's go.
Nice. You're all going to meet with Roko?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. You make your way through town, and eventually, as you can see the sun starting to set, it's getting some golden hour vibes of the time of day here.
Golden hour, is that a Jake reference?
Yes. I listen to that song way too much. But anyway, you eventually find the inn he was talking about, the Silver Tooth, and you see him like posted up right in the doorway. And he's just leaning there waiting for you guys, and he goes,
Oh, nice. Finally took me up on my offer, I see. Come on in, this place is great.
and he holds open the door for all of you.
In we go.
Yay. Free food is free food.
Food?
Yep.
That is indeed food. It's free.
We go inside to talk to Roko.
Indeed.
And so there's a very spacious booth that can accommodate all of you. And he joins you all at it after he like says something to the waiter. Ooh. Had to burp a little bit. And he sits down at the, I guess, like, it doesn't really matter where he sits. He sits down at the booth with you. Just trying to think like how close is he to who, but I'm like, yeah, he's at the booth.
How close is he to me, though? I want to know.
He sat down closest to like the outside of the table, so if you had to scooch in kind of like far, it's like a U shape
Mm-hmm.
table.
Okay.
So if you're on like the inside, you had to like scooch down the side of it. Alice is definitely sitting on one of the seats that's like, or actually it's an L shape because it's also accommodating Alice, so that they don't have to sit down in a regular seat. They can just be seated on one of like the centaur specific positions.
Hell yeah. Then you know what? I'll go ahead and say that I'm sitting across from him.
Fuck
Gotcha.
it, I'll sit next to him.
Word. He's sitting
I
like
steal his food.
close to the outside of the table. He's not near the wall, but you're probably sitting like on one of the bench parts close to him, like an arm's reach away. But he's at kind of like the head position of the table if there was one, and Alice is to his left, except she has the other open end. And he greets you and goes,
So, something new every day in Pleodorus. But, we're about to see something pretty old. You know? Long tradition in these parts. I assume you haven't seen it since you all seem to be living under a rock.
he looks over at Alice.
Again, no offense, but... No offense.
I mean, I used to live literally under a rock, so not taken at all.
You are a charmer, you know that.
Oh, stop it.
Sorry if I myself am not in the highest of spirits, but there's something that wasn't really mentioned earlier. Alzular just want to graze over it, but when somebody becomes the next Grand Dragon, specifically with him, well, the former Grand Dragon is essentially dead.
Really? That's
Wow.
horrible.
Well, would be even more grim if they didn't die. In the case of Al-Zular, he believes too heavily in fairness and whatnot. At this point in his life, he feels like he's gotten too old, needs to pass on the torch. He could have set things up that he was able to just take over my body, but I know he's not going to. And I've got a long road ahead of me.
So you are slated to be the next, then?
Well, it's no guarantee, but he looks over his shoulder. When the god of fate himself tells you it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen.
The god of fate told you.
Indeed, I had a dream a long time ago about it.
Hmm.
Listen to that, and, well, it hasn't led me astray so far.
Oh, buddy, do I have bad news for you?
Forgive me, but I've never heard of the god of fate speaking directly to mortals. What was that like?
Oh. Well, he's particularly vague. In the rare instances he's spoken to people, even with myself, it was usually just his voice in a dream. Didn't really get to meet the guy.
So you didn't see him at all?
Well, I remember a church and a lot of feathers, but
Ah, damn. Okay, so it is fate. Fuck.
not much.
Impressive, though. A prophetic dream from on high.
Yeah. Just makes me wonder what's gonna happen with my kid, you know?
You have a child.
Kid.
Yeah. His name's John.
A lot
That-
of gods here.
John from the church?
No, that was
Like
James,
the-
darling.
Oh, sorry, I get my J's mixed up.
Because
How old is
if
your
I'm
son?
becoming... Oh, he's only like 8 right now.
Hmm.
Love him to death, but if I become the Grand Dragon, that does mean one day I'm gonna have to watch him die of old age. My wife too. Hmm.
A sad thing, of course. But at least you get to watch your lineage live on. Watch over his
Sure.
grandchildren. And their grandchildren.
And their grandchildren forever true.
Until you pick your own successor. Yes?
That's the plan. Ooh, the bread's here, nice.
Garlic bread! Garlic bread!
The waiter comes over with some bread and like a little, like some trays with some oil in them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remove my hat or veil just yet. I'm gonna keep that air of mystery about me. Let's see if I can do a big reveal at some point.
Aha, fuck you.
Aha! I am the angel of death. Give me your soul. Mhm. Put a little straw into his neck. Delicious.
Hey.
Esteemed.
I'll give everyone a minute to have a little bit of bread before I start interrogating him again. Mr. Valentius, you seem to know a lot about this town. Am I correct?
Well, if I'm going to be ruling over it, I certainly hope I know a lot about it.
I'm curious. There have been other worshippers of death?
He pauses as he's like bringing a tankard to his mouth.
Worshippers of death? What do you mean?
People perhaps emboldened by the idea of a possible death god?
Well, possible is a strange way of phrasing it. This death god, it's just, well, nobody's exactly been hearing from them in a long time. I guess maybe there might be some cult hidden away somewhere, but in my city, unlikely.
Of course. So you've never heard of a death church, then?
Well, the concept I've heard of, but I haven't heard of any church called that.
Interesting.
I suppose if there was a god of death, maybe I'd be able to ask them for some immortality. You know, for like my family or something.
Allow your
Maybe that's
family
the
to
god.
travel along with you.
Yeah, or maybe that's the god of life's thing.
Leverton. Yes?
He tips his tankard towards you.
Exactly.
He's so normal, I can't catch him in anything. Fuck! I'm trying to find something evil, but I can't. He's this guy. He's just a dude.
Just a man.
Ooh.
Yes.
He's human, right? Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
He is just human.
Okay. He's not like secret Asimar or some shit.
I mean, you can do investigation, but at a glance, he does look human.
I don't want to get too into his face yet. Anybody else have something they want to ask him while I think of how to get this bitch?
So, how long have you been expecting this day?
Since before I had John. Long time now. Hell, before I met my wife.
How did you meet your wife?
Yeah, what's the story here? He looks between the two of them. Apologies. Gossip. Enjoy her.
Oh, also, Oh, yeah, she is at the table right now. My bad.
It's kind of hard to remember. Things just tend to happen around here. I moved to Pleiadorus a long time ago, and, well, we hit it off years ago. Time flies.
So you're not from Pleiadorus originally?
No, I was from some town nearby. Jeez, it didn't even have a name. It was so small.
Damn it, I can't catch him in anything, fuck!
I mean, in the theoretical event that you you're going to be chosen as dragon, and her fur pops up a little bit with it. So you're going to be chosen as dragon, and then your son. But how, out of curiosity, if it isn't too much, how far would you go to make immortality for your son?
Well, I suppose that's up to them. Immortality can be a difficult thing for mortals. Plenty of stories show that.
Living forever can be a bane, rather than a blessing.
Indeed. That it can be. Well, I suppose the first thing I'd do, if you're asking what would I do if I didn't become the next Grand Dragon, right?
No. Just like. Realizing it's a really sad question, but like, what would you give to keep your family alive? That's a really deep and.
Oh. Hmm. As a father, I'm tempted to say anything. Although, again, that won't be my choice to make.
But since you brought it up, what would you do if you were not selected? In the highly unlikely chance.
Well, I suppose that means that the God of Fate was wrong about something, which isn't a particularly common event. I guess the first thing I would do is look into that gemstone and see if one of his siblings has a better answer for me.
On still on the topic of if, who would, if not you?
Well, I guess there's Doscal. He's really the only other person good with finances. Nobody else has really been in the same position as me. I'm in charge of a lot of things, is what I'm saying. I realize that you all don't know me too well, so a lot of people here know me pretty well.
Well, a big event for important people. It's not something, well, it's something people should be more accustomed to. You wouldn't want to, panic or embarrass yourself of, when the moment arrives.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very good.
There's no, rehearsal at all?
Not exactly much to rehearse. It only happens once every couple 100 years, after all.
Well, fair enough. But, ceremonies, as far as I'm aware, tend to be... how to put it? Practiced. You know, for example, if you want to make a deal with someone, if it's an important deal, you don't simply just walk up, introduce yourself, and start talking. No, there's a bit of pompous to it. What is the word called?
Pomp and circumstance?
Yeah, thank you. That word. You have a nice office. You have nice papers. Nice wine to offer to the client. I'm a little surprised there aren't any... yeah, thank you. Pomp and circumstance. I'm a little surprised there isn't any form of... well... standardization feels wrong, but a formula.
Well, that's the thing is, it's too uncommon for there to be a formula. And really all this ends up being is a gigantic party for the city to celebrate a life long lived. And me and the other candidates saying goodbye to our mentor. And there's usually not too many formalities to a gigantic festival, you know. It's tends to be about cutting loose.
And as he's saying that, you can hear like some like drums being beat on outside rhythmically. And he goes, "Oh, that sounds like the party's getting started now."
Hmm.
He like rips off another piece of bread and like Olive Gardens that bad boy and just eats a little bit of it.
Cutting loose sounds pretty good.
Well then, I'm going to go dance a bit and then find my way to the stage. You all have a good night
Have fun.
now.
Best of
You
luck.
as well.
We'll be
Goodbye,
paying close
Mr.
attention.
Valentius.
He bows and he walks towards the door.
When he's gone, Nezrin just like slumps a little bit and is kind of pouting.
I mean, we got some information, I guess.
I do not like humanizing a lich.
Well,
If I
There were
may
some-
say, Nezrin, he was human before it.
you
And
stole
he
the words
becomes a
right out of
lich.
my mouth.
And we're here to find out why.
So we
Says
can
the
kill
undead,
him.
like,
Evil man has a reason.
Reason or
And
not,
I
he
look
breaks the
towards
cycle.
his wife.
Briar, what were you saying?
Don't worry about it.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna drunk there.
we could. There's his son. That could be part of the reason. Because, I mean, she kind of looks around. We're probably not gonna be overheard here, right? Right.
Yeah, you're pretty safe here.
I'm also gonna check like the place where Roko's at. Did he leave like a bug behind, a literal bug, or somehow technical? I don't know.
Investigation check.
If it's a fucking ladybug, I'm gonna ship myself. Eight for 10.
Looks fine. Doesn't look like there's any bugs.
Keep a fucking eye on you. Yeah, she just. So, he could, like, he said himself he was going to, if the thing doesn't work, which is not into what doesn't, but, oh, but she's okay. She's fine. I mean, the grief was probably, like, turn him to the eye or the gemstone, and wait, you said that was. Do we know which sibling was that? Moros in the gemstone?
Yes, that was Moros's eye. Me and Nesrin were conferring in the church, and he'll fill in the rest of the party of what they were talking about, and Nesrin's theory of what's gonna happen, and the Tubifis modification, addition. There we go, addition.
Yeah, so he's going to go to the thing. But is he going to wish for? Because his son is not immortal. Because we did not see like there's Little John, but he's not.
His family
His son,
are his
right?
phylacteries. Remember that.
Do they live forever as well? Is
No.
that how witches work?
No.
Okay.
Well, classical liches usually have something called a phylactery, where they just keep pumping souls into it, and those souls will sustain that person, but their souls is also in there. So when they go
So-
kaput, they come back.
That's like their energy source.
That's like their. You know how frogs spawn? Usually in the same place. Same space.
It's
Same spots.
it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, simplified.
It's more like a turtle. Retreat back in its shell, come back out when it's safe.
And the phylacteries are like its quote unquote shell.
Sort of.
Like that's sort of okay.
There's a
But
lot more
then-
technicalities to them, but protective area, soul can retreat, regenerate a body, come back out. But that's classic liches. Roko is...
Anything but. Right.
Yes, anything but.
Rocco's wife is still with us, right? She's still here.
Yeah, she's sitting at the table.
Fuck you, bitch, your husband's nasty.
Your husband is
Alice-
gay.
Alice is going to turn to her and go, "What happened this with your son?"
What happened with the son?
Yeah.
It's been 700 years. It's hard to remember the details after what happens today. But all of our bloodline became cursed. We have all been incapable of dying since the day he became a lich.
So you're... Wait, you're the skeleton that's like down, but does that mean John is also like a skeleton thing that's like roaming around there somewhere? Like your child, John?
Yes, it does.
What?
Oh shit.
Bye.
Okay.
And now you see why I dislike liches so much. That is a vile affront to nature.
Never disagreed with you on the lich part.
I never
disagreed
said
with
you did.
It-
Let us just go see what this weakness is and get back so I can sever that damn head.
How do we see his weakness?
We're going to
Do we
watch,
just
and I'm sure
watch?
it will reveal itself.
All right.
He said he was gonna go dancing.
Sure, I can dance. Might get stepped on a few times, but I can dance.
His
For
wife,
sure.
his wife speaks up again and goes,
It'll be revealed when he touches the gemstone. Until then, I suppose, enjoy the festivities.
Thank you. And shall we go?
Yeah.
indeed.
Looking around the party.
Yes, indeed. I
As
have
we...
a very rare.
Oh, finish your thought.
I have a very rare opportunity to find songs from 700 years ago which might have been forgotten by now. So that's what Timothy's doing.
Good thinking.
As we
Nice.
step
thank you.
outside, I'm going to send Dorian to go sit and keep watch by the thing.
Gotcha. Give me a stealth check for him.
Yep. And because of his chimeric ability, familiars, chimeric creation, he gets an advantage on stealth checks. So stealth advantage, go. Hell yeah, buddy! That is a 19 total.
Nice.
Nice. Yep, he manages to stealth into the room that the gem is being kept in.
Yep.
You will definitely be able to see when Roko comes to it.
Nice. And every once in a while, I will just occasionally check in, make sure nothing's going on, using the that familiar thing that I can do. I'll check in, make sure it's all quiet, come back out. Vibe. All right, festival time.
Festival.
Off to a festival we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Immediately
boy.
as you step out into the streets, you see all manner of people playing instruments, especially some drums being beat on these like slightly higher up platforms that they can keep rhythm with other instruments and be heard much further away. And you even see this like pole in the distance with a bunch of like ribbons coming off of it, and what seems to be a lot of children like waiting around at the base of it, like holding on to the ribbons. And that's kind of like the largest gathering area, but you also see like various other things going on.
Very nice.
She will very excitedly tug on Nesrin's sleeve. Nesrin, they have a maypole. They have the thing with the ribbons.
I-
Do you want to come dance with me?
You might have to explain it, but sure.
Basically, and she will tug her along while explaining. So basically, it's like they're trying to like braid around the pole with the ribbons. I'll show you. It will be fun. It will be fun.
All right.
She'll bound over there, and do the other children, enough children to like complete the ring, or is
There's
there
a few open
perhaps
spots. You can probably snag a spot.
yes? And she will ask like, "Hey, can we take those?"
Oh, certainly. You see like a half orc just kind of like offer them to you. Yeah, more the merrier. We have a few
Thank you.
open spots left.
And she will
Hands.
explain the steps and like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I will do what Malin tells me to do.
Nice. She gives you the pretty simple instructions of how to do the maypole thing.
Hell yeah.
Give me a, I guess, just performance check from both of you. If you get a 1,
Okay.
I'll say you trip.
Said, I will cast guidance on myself once again so I don't fuck up.
Hell yeah.
Boom. Guidance.
Get it, baby.
Performance. Ugh. That is a fucked number. Hey, okay. Not
Hell yeah.
bad. 15.
Nice. And so, you successfully do the whole, like, ring around the circle maypole dance.
Ring around the rosy.
No. We
Then you
dance
see-
around and we meet and it's very cute.
A lot of the adults, or just like the older people in general, they start like forming up into like a group so that they can do some sort of dance, which you recognize the starting pose they're in, where they have like their palm up pressed against the person next to them, like a high five that doesn't move away. And they're about to start doing like a dance as a group.
Let's go to poke Tim in the shoulder and point, as if like go dance, dude, go dance.
Well, I appreciate the encouragement, but I'm trying to actually listen to the music. And he's gonna, during this time, he's gonna mosey up next to the band. I assume they're not playing like sheet music.
Yeah, no, they're just doing some sort of something rhythmic that you can dance to.
Straight up vibing it. And by it, let's just say, they're guitars.
Music. Guitars.
Okay. Well, he's gonna stick close to the musicians. That's the word I was looking for. And if they start playing a song like that's not just improvisational, if there's a break, he'll ask them like, "Hey, what's that song called? I haven't heard it. Could you give me quick annotations for the instruments?" And he'll copy it down. Because if they play a song from 700 years ago that's been lost and he brings it back, that's you know.
I'm sorry, I don't speak
True.
EP. What does mean?
That's pretty significant because historical things, you know.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, you stick close to them and you give them a listen. You can give me an investigation check to see if you can like write down a song.
Very baller. God, I wish I could give myself bardic inspiration. Can I? No, I have proficiency investigation. That's fine.
Does a flip in real life to see if they can do it. They got a 20, it worked.
Yeah, dropping your knife, that works.
Oof, brother.
And so you begin the dance of
No pants.
that like you put your hand together, you do I don't know the names of dances, I'm very shut in. It's like, I don't know, square dance.
Nope.
No. It's one of those group dances where you go in circles, you trade partners, it's a fun time. Is there a name to that one?
There is. I don't know what it is.
It's
Okay,
the
at least I'm not
square
alone.
hole.
No, it is not a square dance.
It's not a square dance.
It's
even
not
I
a
know
square
that.
dance. It's not a square hole.
And who's participating in the dance?
I am.
Nice. Nezra and Malin, you two start together. You follow along with the pattern. It's really easy to follow along with. It's like a recognizable dance that survived all these years.
Damn it.
You begin the dance, and after like a few seconds of dancing, you see the signal to like switch partners. You both like walk forward to like high five the person who's now facing you, and you both end up with like a half orc. Malin, you end up with like some half orc woman. Nezrin, you end up with a half orc man, and then like again it repeats, and you end up with like a half elf each. Just just some miscellaneous faces. You don't really recognize them. But then after doing that for a little while, like you trade like two more partners. As the song seems to be getting closer to its end, you all switch partners one last time, and this one you can like see where Malin is in like the corner of your eye, because like you've kind of, based on how the dance has gone, you're getting closer back together. As you turn and face towards your final dance partner, you see it's Roko.
Fucking.
He,
Fucking shit.
He's-
Alright.
he steps towards you. He has a smile on. He performs the dance as is typical. I assume you're also doing the dance?
Yeah, a little shocked and like, oh, fuck me. Alright.
While you're dancing, give me a quick perception check.
Perception check. Thank God I have a +4. Hey, 22.
Never mind.
Nice. Even though the movements are, fast and it's hard to make it out in the low lighting, for just a moment as the light catches his face and you set your eyes on him, you swear he looks not really happy, but tired, disappointed, and maybe even scared. He doesn't seem excited about this festival. He just seems like this isn't a day to be happy.
Hmm.
But then, as quick as it came, his face is back in the low lighting, and he's back to just his regular smile as the dance
Mhm.
finishes up.
Brother.
Brother,
Oh.
And as it finishes and everybody gets back into regular stances, he comments and goes,
he comes.
Well, fancy running into you so soon after the previous meeting. But I'm afraid I must be going now. It's a pretty big event with my name on it.
She kind of stares at him for a second, and without really realizing it, she just kind of mutters, I wish I could help you.
I appreciate it. But you should save those feelings for my family. I'll be alright.
She looks away from him. Not really gonna say anything.
and you look away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to tell, like, you can't really hear his footsteps, but you know that after a moment, he has walked away.
Yep.
Malin comes bounding up. That was awesome. I mean, there were so many big people, but nobody actually stepped on me. That was cool.
Very nice. And then
Oh, did everything okay?
you wouldn't believe me if I said yes anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if there is going to be a world-changing event happen, that's never good. But, I mean, let's find the others, I think.
That's a good idea.
Oh, I bet Magnelius can dance as well.
Hmm.
Bounce away.
I tried to get him to dance, but he said no.
Yeah, you probably spot him with the artists, musicians, talking about some of the more popular songs. He's gonna try to milk them for all they're worth.
Oof.
Nice. And you got a... Oh yeah, you passed the investigation check. Yeah, I'm gonna say you memorized the song that they perform.
Very nice. But now he's just chatting with them. If you, so you know where he is.
Nice. And as he's doing that, you hear a voice kind of boom out over the crowds. And it's a familiar one from Alzular, as you hear the voice say,
All right now, everybody, settle down. The ceremony is approaching.
and from the direction of the voice you can see this large structure with like some cloth covering it.
Pretty soon, the ceremony will begin. So, you have about 20 more minutes. Finish up your various festivities, and we will begin.
Alright, let's gather back up, I think. Well, can try to get a good spot in the front.
Before the final event, though, do you guys want to do any more activities since you see some people rushing around to various games?
I want to throw an axe! I want to throw an axe!
You want your axe throwing? Gotcha. You do see there's a setup over to the side that's got like some big painted targets and there's some big old axes thrown into them.
They get to do dancing, I get to throw an axe. I'm on my way.
Word.
Alice is also gonna turn the soldier and be like, you wanna go throw an axe?
He looks at you. Looks at the others. Sure.
Yes.
Nice. You both go to throw axes.
Fuck yeah.
Jeez.
Who's
you
better?
see,
Who gets the more points?
You see that two people who look to be like buddies, like two half orcs, just like finished up a competition. They like gave each other a fist bump. As one of them's like, "Ah, dang, you got me," and the other's like, "Yeah, I got you." So, you see an announcer standing between the two, and he goes, "Ah, it seems we have some more contestants. Would you like to try your hand at axe throwing this evening?"
Yes.
Soldier just nods.
Well then, step right up. You just see like an axe embedded in like a plank of wood on the ground in front of you as like a makeshift handle. Shift name drop. Pog face. And it's just like sitting in the ground there, and there's like a few like tiny arrows stuck into this target ahead of you, as well as like a smaller hatchet off to the side in each of them. But yeah, you both got like a nice sizable throwing axe to toss at the target.
Fuck yeah.
Soldier, you first.
Sure. Let me pull out my hand axe. Not my hand axe, but I'm just going to assume that I can use the hand axe stat block for this.
Yes.
Good. He will look at you. I'll look at the axe. Grab it. Chuck it out. And let's see how bad or good that shit goes.
Well,
You throw
Well
that thing
then.
real
That's something.
nice.
Oh fuck.
Doesn't even look at the target proper, just yeet.
Okay, yep. Shouldn't be surprised you throw an axe. You've thrown an axe before.
You nail this target dead center.
I don't have a hand axe in my inventory to use as a stat block. Fuck.
Strength
You can just click on
proficiency.
the one that. Kenji, you might be able to just like click on the one that Yasha posted.
Nope.
Oh dang.
So I gotta do this by fucking hand. It's fine.
Should be just strength and proficiency at it.
Yep.
Okay, keep in mind, I can remember strength, but I always forget proficiency.
It should be 4 by now, right?
+4 for strength.
If I can fucking get to the right place. No, it's you said you had a strength of 4, right?
+4, yeah.
Yeah, the total is 7.
Oh, total is 7 then? Okay.
Yeah, we have the +3 proficiency.
Okay. I think I got that right. Oh.
Oh, sweetie.
That's
Oof.
the two ends of the scale meet.
Got him.
Oh,
You you wind back and like somebody standing nearby you like sneeze real loud, and it like threw you off just a little bit, and your axe embeds like on the fence post like next to where the target's mounted, and like completely misses.
Alice is going to directly glare at the direction of who sneezed. Really?
And you see some half elf like, sorry, allergies. Well, I suppose you deserve another throw. How about another one for each of you on the house?
Yeah, sounds good.
Works out perfectly, because the first throws were on the house too. And the guy doing that announcement, he like snaps his fingers, and the axe is like thwack and like return back to the planks you were standing at.
Well, let's give this another try.
Oh, sweetie.
And
Yasha.
this time,
400, baby. 1 in
The
400.
dude sneezes way louder, like a dad sneeze. And you once again hit like the exact same spot as before.
Yasha, you need to do something really, really, really funny. Come on.
Give the man a nat 20. Give him a nat 20. Oh, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thank you, nat 20.
Flowers or soldier, you managed to land the hatchet pretty close to the center, but it's still a good hit.
Alice is again staring at the person who sneezed.
This time, you look just to the left of him, and you see like another half elf who's like, "Sorry, when I hear sneezes, it grosses me out." And now there's a lot of hay in the air.
Alice's eyes are twitching because it's like, you've got to be kidding me.
And the announcer goes, "How about one more try, do you?" And he snaps his finger, and the axe returns back to the flank. Please be a
Go
one.
the fuck away, dude. Go the
Please,
fuck
please.
away.
Please be a
You
one.
want- I'm stealing this. I'm stealing.
Alice turns and looks at the dude. Walk away. Far away. Immediately.
Okay, my bad. I wanted good seats, but okay. And they both like take big steps back.
I'm
Nice,
sorry.
Yes.
What the fuck?
What is this? What is this? 3 net ones in a row.
Oh, I know exactly.
And
Timothy walks up, and as soon as she's about to throw, he goes, "Hey, what you doing?"
Or now. Fuck you.
exactly that happens. That could not have been more perfect. What's that? 3 ones in a row is what, like a 1 in 8,000 chance or
8,000.
something?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Amazing.
Fuck you.
Just go over at Alice and just say, "That's why you're a bodyguard, Your Highness."
Oh, and you also, Alice, you land the axe like right in the exact same spot on the fence again.
Tell me it starts cracking. Please.
Yes, that fence post is like in half now.
I accomplished something. Alice is going to give Tim a stare for like a good while. Like, fuck you. If I wasn't bodyguarding you, I'd strangle you myself. Just give me that look.
What?
That is 3 times in a row I've been interrupted while I was trying to throw an axe. 3 times.
Oh, well. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next time, eh?
Is there anybody else behind us, like they're wanting to throw axes?
Yeah, there's more people waiting in line to throw axes.
Yeah, next time then. Next time. And Alice walks away. So angry that so many things interrupted her. Just.
That was amazing.
That's the second time I have been fucked over by rolls while doing one of these type of activities. Last time it was Bara and shooting an arrow.
Oh, I remember that.
Anyways, moving on, please.
So, is there any other just before the big show activities you want to do in that? Anybody?
I get a fucking drink.
Yes, you can.
In real life? No.
That you can't stop. But no, I do mean in game.
In game, absolutely, you get a drink.
Cool. I get a glass of the strongest meat they have.
It's some good stuff, and it's knocking your socks off.
You want me to roll for it? Or
Yeah, sure. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
fuck yeah. I hope I get fucking plastered. Listen, one of my characters is high. I need the other to be drunk. 12.
Lol.
Nice.
Yeah, this mead's pretty strong.
Fuck
you,
yeah.
You immediately
Tipsy,
feel
let's
buzzed
go.
after a few sips.
Perfect. That's what I want. All right.
And so, the main festival begins as you hear Elzalar's voice once again call the audience together. Then once the audience gathers, in whatever positions you get, if you're standing near Alice, she easily is able to stand wherever she wants. People make space for her. I see royalties that I'm not going to get in their way. They can stay where they want.
I will stand on soldier.
Nice. And Elzalar starts speaking and goes, "As you all know, this is going to be my final day with you. I will get to pass on the torch to my next of kin. And finally, this dusty old life of mine can be shelved away for a good long while. And when next I reappear, hopefully it's something that doesn't last quite as long, since I know you're all getting sick of me at this point." And you hear the audience all chuckle. I was trying to figure out for a very long time what I want the last thing I say to be, but, well, now that the moment's here, I don't really much care for a speech. Besides, you're all going to be quoting me all the time for years to come. So it's not like this will be the last time you hear about me. Now then. And he points towards the scale. Or he points towards the tarp and or the cloth, and it gets yanked away, and it reveals this lovely, very silvery and ornate scale. That's quite large too. It's like his height. And he briefly explains, "This scale has received its blessing from the god of fate itself. Very few like it exist. And this one will impart my magic upon the most worthy to receive it. Now then, would my candidates please step up?" And you see from the crowd, Roko and Duscal, amongst two other individuals, step up to the plate. And he smiles down at all of them. "Gentlemen, it has been my honor to mentor you. I wish you all good luck going into the future. And may fate be with you." And he turns around to face the scale, and you see his whole body slowly and almost gently burst into a silvery bluish fire as he becomes ethereal, like he's just kind of fading from existence, and slowly just bubbles into the shape of a big fire that takes its place upon one half of the scale. The crowd is aghast and in awe at the sight of it. Magic that they've never once seen before. And then a hush falls over the audience as the gentle sound of the fire sort of cooks on the scale. And you see it start to lean around and move. And one of the trays starts shifting as it tries to point itself and orient towards one of the four candidates standing before it. It shifts, it turns, it points, it balances. And then you notice the stars are getting brighter. Noticeably brighter. It almost seems like they've sort of pulsed for a moment up in the sky. And then, very sharply throughout the air, you all hear what seems to be the sound of a pane of glass shatter, one break forming in it. And the very distinct sound of a snap goes through the air as you see the scale fall to one side, its string seemingly broken. And all of that fiery magic pours into Duscal rather than Roko.
When it snaps, do we see anything happening behind or around scale? Like anyone with a comically large pair of scissors just snip.
It almost seems as if, like reality itself was, if it was like two blocks on each other, like it shifted a little bit to the side and a crack in air itself formed. It was a bit faint to make out, especially in the darkness, but it did seem like reality just cracked a bit. And at the same time, the stars went dimmer.
Huh. Okay.
Just gasp softly and hold onto Soldier's head.
And the crowd goes very silent as they see Doscal standing there with all the fire seeping into his body and coalescing onto his torso. And as it fades away, and he stands there, now wielding all the magic of his predecessor, there's a pause in the air as he slowly turns and looks at the audience. Roko, meanwhile, has a look of absolute awe on his face and shock. And then you hear the voice of his wife speak out nearby you, as she then says, "And then, after this moment, the next time I see him, he is what you see now, in your time." And as she's saying this, he is like turned to like speed walk off the, like he gives one of those like angry struts as he speed walks off the stage.
I'm following. I am following
You're following.
immediately.
Same.
Like I'm halfway gone by the time his wife is done talking. I'm fucking
that.
chooching it.
Violently forcing your way through the audience of people who are all just kind of aghast and starting to like mumble and whisper.
Absolutely.
among
I'm
words.
shoving my way through these bitches.
And then finally, after like you clear your way through the audience, you can see up ahead of you. He is like, you can see the path he's taking. He's heading back towards like the building he took you to in the first place, the office building that you met Alzalar in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too far away, so it's pretty clear he's going there.
I'm following. I'm
Following.
chooching after him.
Yeah.
I'm going as fast as my old lady limbs can carry me.
Word. You do that. I assume Emperor is fallen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Balin will just make sure. You have Dorian there, right? Just in case we don't make it in time.
I'm not responding. I'm focusing on breathing and fucking running.
Fair enough.
You continue running, and as you chase after him, it almost seems like you can hear whispering coming from the direction you're heading in, like some distant murmuring. And then as you follow him into the building, past the curtains that you see have fluffed out of the way, still in a bit of motion, and you rush towards the room where you know the eye is waiting. You round the corner, and you can see dim light shedding through that doorway. And when you round the corner into where the gem is being kept, you see Roko standing over the gemstone. It's already cracked open. That sound of the whispering has become much stronger, and you can clearly hear that whispering is in fact Moros's voice speaking out to him, and speaking out to the world around it.
Dorian is in there, right?
Yeah, Dorian's in there.
Yes. What Dorian saw was Roko, or he saw the gem crack when the snapping noise occurred. And then eventually he saw Roko rush into the room and reach for the gem.
Oh, so the crack was the thing. It's okay. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And as you see him, like, you walk in right as his hand is reaching in towards the gem, just in time to see him touch it. And as you see him touch it, it's as if time freezes around all of you. And you hear Morris's voice speak out and say,
Roko, you must do one thing for me. Now that my brother's head has been severed, I may exert my influence once more.
Oh
But
no!
you may never wield the power of a grand dragon. If you can do that, this I grant thee.
and you see within the cracked open gem, in frozen time, Morris's eye looks towards the group. And you can see the eye. And that is where I'll leave off.
No.
Nope.
No. You should not finish on that, sir. Otherwise, I will end you.
Don't worry, I'm just trying to scare you.
Oh.
You motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Within that frozen time, you can't move, but everything around you after that moment fades into this inky nothingness. You're left in this foggy abyss of white. And you hear Morris's voice speak out to all of you.
Now you have seen his creation. But there is still a price to be paid. An eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye? What does that fucking mean?
What do you
You-
think?
Are you telling me he...
Wait. Hold on. Everybody shut up. Angels, what do you... Explain.
What do you think that means?
Okay, let
An
me
eye
be
for
a
an
little
eye.
bit more clear. Whose eye?
Roko's.
Dingus, a price to be paid to see his weakness. He's talking to us now.
Bro's really tired.
Okay.
I'm doing my best.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
Are
we
you
need to
speaking
share a
literally?
secret with him.
Indeed. Yeah. Ezrin.
Okay, if he's speaking literally, well, guess who's got more eyes than any of you fuckers? I do.
And as he is speaking, or as you hear that, you see Moros's hand reach out from the fog. It's not quite like when he's behind that big fog wall and you can sort of see his silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
This time you're just kind of in like some dense fog and he's just reaching out to you from it. And one of his hands like reaches to like right at the edge of your veil and lifts up the side where you're missing an eye. And he says, as like one of his fingers, which is gigantic to you, it's like the tip of his fingers like the size of your head.
Hot wood.
He places just the tip of his finger on like the cheek on the side that's missing an eye and says,
But fortunately, Nezrin, you have already paid it.
What?
Oh.
Your vow to me long ago.
and then the hand moves away from you and it sort of like swishes away some of the fog. And while you're still standing in this foggy setting, well, actually, no, not when you're standing in the foggy setting, all the fog kind of brushes away in that moment. And you all see a very grim sight. You're in a darker area now, but there's light from a fire. And before you, you see a church on fire. And ahead of you, standing amongst the snow, is this many-winged figure staring down at the ground at what looks to be a body with some blackened wings.
No. No. Why are you showing me this?
This is the moment that your heart's deepest desire was to slay the Lich.
And you see Moros's hand reach out from the darkness and hold up in his fingers an orb very similar to the one you just saw. It's his other eye.
You accepted this fate long ago.
Suppose I did. I don't understand what you mean.
And he turns the eyeball in his hands, or he rotates his hand, and the eyeball disappears. And the next time you blink, for the first time in a very long time, you have vision restored on that right side, or is it left side? The side of your face.
It's the right side, yeah.
And you can feel that you have vision coming from that side.
What? She'll like reach up under the veil, kind of like touch her face. You see. What did I do? Brother, what am I supposed to do here? Help me out!
Oh, my bad. There's more dialogue.
Okay, thank fuck.
Or there's one more thing that's about to happen to you.
Oh no.
As you're kind of like contemplating this moment, that eye that you just received, you now feel it move on its own. It'll look up towards the scene in front of you to pull your attention towards it. And you see a detail that you didn't see way back then.
Oh no.
Is that as you were laying face down in the snow, going unconscious, the last thing that winged figure above you did before he left, as he stood over you, you can see his hand reaches out ever so slightly, shaking, trembling, and he pulls it back towards himself. And then he turns and disappears.
What was that? What did Saris do? What was that?
That is for you to figure out, Sister Ilgan.
Oh, you bastard.
Fuck you.
And the memory of the burning church fades back into the white, and then all of the fog around you dissipates, and you all find yourselves back inside the Church of Moros, back in modern Pleodoris.
In the Church of Moros?
Yeah, the Death
Or
Church.
in the
You're
underground, the area?
He
No, you're
promised
back
a safe
in-
return back upstairs, and
Oh.
he did.
Father Nicholas's church.
Where? So, like, okay. In the church, I'm assuming in the chapel?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Ness is standing stark still, eyes wide, almost A-posing. Just like, she is. If her brain could make noises out loud, it would sound like the fucking dial-up noise. As she's trying to figure out what the fuck. Makeshift, can I still see out of my right eye?
Yes.
Oh god. Full vision restored. I am Jesus Christ of
Binocular again.
Nazareth. Yeah, I'm binocular again. Jesus. Excuse me. Oh god, can I please stop burping?
Nice.
Thank god. Anyway.
No, burp more.
There you go.
Right now.
There you go. You got two.
Yeah.
You got two. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's just A-posing right now and she's thinking really hard. You can smell the smoke.
Love the smell of kerosene in the morning.
And is that a good place to end the session?
That's a good place to
Oh,
end this
yeah?
session. That's
Yeah,
this
that's
good.
good.
This is
Good.
this is good.
That's a good place.
This is good.
Okay.
This is so good.
God damn.
What the fuck, Makeshift? That was great! What the fuck?
Ah, what the
Oh
fuck?
boy.
I'd like to not yawn. Holy fuck. Well, now we have 2 weeks to think about what the fuck just happened.
Oh.
Yay! Anyway, yes, as I just said, 2 weeks. We will not be here on Saturdays, but we will be here Tuesdays at
Correct.
whatever the fuck time. Yasha, help.
6 p.m. Germany time.
Thank you. 6 p.m. Germany time. We will be live on Tuesdays doing the Reclamation. Which, it's gonna be really funny next time. My character's currently high. Come watch. It's gonna be funny.
That'd be real good.
Yeah, come see it. Alright, chill your shit, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yasha the Panda, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky. I usually stream Saturdays. Didn't this weekend because of grandparents' birthday. I might stream tomorrow. Maybe. If not, next week Saturday, 5 p.m. Germany time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's me.
For some fucking reason, I was about to say my real name. SKD666, KB42. I do art. Commission me. Yes. I did this art. Yes. Yeah.
Angel's Purgatory. YouTube. I'm there. Yeah.
Purple Rose VA and audio on YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky, and X, Twitter, whatever the fuck we want to call it. I stream.
And me, your boy Makeshift. I am still working on that lore video. It's all fully recorded. I just have to do some editing now.
Yeah.
Yay! Awesome.
Woo!
Alright, we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.